This process, we dived in on it, basically thinking this was about the 4 or 5 people. But as it turns out, we were kind of wrong. What happened in this process is, the guys would make this decision based on, does money regularly come into this customer account? Have they been in this state before? We make decisions based on, I've got multiple rejects today. Has something just gone wrong upstream for this customer? So therefore, we should be nice and not charge sort of fees. But actually, the way the guys were learning, as it turns out, they had absolutely no rules written down whatsoever. So we, just by clarifying the rules, standardizing them, and then putting them into the robot, what we found is there was, a significant amount of fees. There was actually $450,000 per year worth of fees that we just weren't charging because our humans being way too nice. So that was a really challenging point, actually, in our proof of concept, because, we actually don't really like charging fees, obviously. We're all really nice. So, did we want to do this? Did we not? In the end, we sort of made the call that, these are the rules and we probably should be trying to enforce them. And then something really interesting happened a couple of months later. We found that complaints had actually gone down. So as it turns out, customers actually knew that they had sort of done the wrong thing, not managed their account properly, and they actually kind of expected to get a fee. What they were complaining about was the fact that, this month I ended up like this and you didn't charge me a fee, and this month, next month, you did charge me a fee. And so it was actually the inconsistency causing the complaints, not the fees. So that was wonderful. It was wonderful for me from a business case perspective, because all of a sudden my proof of concept had a $450,000 revenue line item, and I could do whatever I wanted. Another really interesting thing about this process, I have 4 people in my team, my RPA team that is, and one of those guys, I automated her job in this process. She was a task worker. She worked, doing this line printer paper every day. Fast forward 2 years, she's an RPA developer. So, sometimes you see charts like that and you go, well, is this total rubbish? Well, the costs aren't, but the benefits are, because I haven't been able to cut any of the quantified benefits in there. And as well as that, that's the benefits for 5 processes, and we've done 50. So that same cost base, my 4 RPA developers, we've done 50 processes, and we've seen other benefit streams as well. We've seen RPA, we had a hover band, a payment wristband that we launched to the market. That was a request from IT to, can we help them with this, because they couldn't build the traditional web service they needed off the core banking system in the time that the CEO had given them to launch this. But what they could do is just send us an email, and then the robot would process it for them. So that was a robot being used for innovation. As I say, we've done heaps of stuff in fraud, and a lot of that is, some of it's detecting its own instances, but certainly some of it's taking alerts from other systems. We don't necessarily run 24/7 fraud people, but our robots do run 24/7. And so if we receive certain type of alerts, we have a way of actioning those in the middle of the night when otherwise, either we'd be taking a financial risk to the company or a negative customer experience if we weren't able to act on something like that in the middle of the night. And I really think, that's been part of the really good story of RPA in our bank. That's how it's really helped our digital transformation. Yeah, it's freed up heaps of headspace. People have actually had some capacity to think. We've made work way more rewarding, but as well as that, we've just given ourselves a way to do some things way faster.